Today, the world's army's attention was once again drawn to a completely unexpected moment. Without an official announcement, without a leaked schedule, and without any statement from their agency, BTS's Jimin and Jungkook were photographed at the airport, together, bound for Portugal. And from that moment on, one word immediately filled timelines: Jikook. The airport, usually filled with fast paces and tired faces, today witnessed the togetherness of the two BTS members, looking so relaxed, warm, and inseparable. From the way they walked side by side, to the small gestures captured by fans' cameras, everything felt so natural. There was no distance. There was no formality. Just two friends seemingly enjoying their trip together. Jimin was seen walking ahead, but repeatedly glanced back to make sure Jungkook was by his side. Jungkook, in his signature casual style, appeared calm and focused on keeping pace with Jimin. Those few simple seconds were enough for ARMY to realize one thing: they were indeed traveling together. Portugal itself was no ordinary destination. This country is known for its tranquil atmosphere, beautiful ocean views, and the aura of a vacation far from the hustle and bustle of the Korean entertainment industry. This is what led many fans to believe that this trip wasn't a work trip, but rather a private break, time they chose to spend together. What made this moment even more captivating was how Jimin and Jungkook didn't try too hard to avoid the cameras. They weren't hiding, they weren't rushing, and they didn't show any tense expressions. Instead, they felt relaxed and comfortable. It was as if each other's presence was enough to provide a safe zone amidst the public spotlight. It didn't take long for photos and videos of them to spread widely on social media. Hashtags related to Jikook immediately topped the trending charts, with thousands of comments discussing small details: the close proximity of their suitcases, their synchronized footsteps, and even the brief moment when Jungkook seemed to adjust his steps to stay by Jimin's side. For ARMY, this wasn't just news of their departure. It was a glimpse into a relationship that had been building for years, a relationship that needed no words. Jimin and Jungkook's time together today spoke for itself. As of this writing, there has been no official confirmation from the agency regarding the destination and duration of their trip. But that's precisely where the appeal lies. When there's no explanation, the public can only see what's before their eyes. The two BTS members, together, enjoying their time, without distance, without drama. Portugal is now a new chapter in Jikook's story. And one thing's for sure: today, armies around the world smiled just because of one simple sight at the airport: Jimin and Jungkook walking together. Jimin and Jungkook's time together at the airport today also brought back old memories for armies. This isn't the first time the duo has been seen traveling together without the crowd of other members. But each time they appear, they always have a different feel: calmer, more personal, and feel far beyond just bandmates. There's a closeness that's so familiar, it no longer needs to be exaggerated. Several eyewitnesses at the airport even mentioned that the two were barely apart since arriving at the departure area. During document checks, they stood side by side. While waiting for their turn, they remained close. Even in small moments that would normally go unnoticed, like grabbing his phone or adjusting his bag, Jungkook seemed to instinctively turn to Jimin, as if it were second nature. These small details are what made this moment so honest for many fans. There were no posing for the camera, no forced gestures. Everything flowed. Jimin occasionally smiled faintly, while Jungkook seemed more protective, his gaze constantly making sure Jimin was comfortable in the crowd. On social media, ARMY reactions came from all over the world. Many called this trip a soft moment for Jikook, not one full of big surprises, but rather the simple bonding that felt most powerful. Comments like, "They look happy. That's how people who trust each other feel," and "Their energy is different today," flooded timelines. Interestingly, there have been no official details of their Portugal itinerary. No photo shoots, no public events, and no promotional activities have been detected. This further confirms the suspicion that this trip was purely a vacation, a break truly chosen by them. In an industry that demands daily perfection, moments like this feel rare and precious. Portugal, with its slower pace of life, seemed like the perfect choice. Many fans speculated that Jimin and Jungkook might have wanted to enjoy the simple things, walking by the sea, sampling local cuisine, or simply spending time without a strict schedule. No need for stage. No need for the spotlight. Just being together. What makes this story even more touching is how Jikook has consistently demonstrated one thing year after year: comfort with each other. Amidst the changes, busy schedules, and public pressure, a connection remains, present in the form of walking side by side at the airport today. And perhaps this is why a short video of their departure felt so meaningful. Because for ARMY, it's not just about where they're going, but who they choose to go with. To this day, the world still awaits the next chapter from Portugal. Will there be a blurry photo in the distance? Or will there be nothing? And that doesn't matter. Because one thing is clear from today: Jimin and Jungkook are leaving together, and they look happy. Interestingly, the moment of Jimin and Jungkook's departure today felt even more powerful because there was no clarification whatsoever. No Weverse post. No explanatory caption. No small spoilers that usually appear before big trips. The silence itself spoke volumes. It was as if they wanted to keep this trip as it was, without the need for excessive public consumption. Many ARMYs noticed one important thing: their facial expressions were different from their usual work schedules. There were no forced professional smiles. There were no guarded looks typical of official travel. Instead, there was a sense of calm. Jungkook looked relaxed, even flashing a small smile a few times as he walked. Jimin, with his gentle aura, looked comfortable and unhurried. Two energies that complemented each other. Amidst the bustling airport, the two seemed to be in their own world. They weren't clinging to each other excessively, but the distance between them was always consistent. Close enough to notice each other, comfortable enough not to need to say much. For longtime fans, this kind of body language wasn't new. It was a pattern they'd seen for years. Only today it felt even more pronounced. Speculation began to swirl. Some suspected it was a short vacation before their next big schedule. Others felt it was a time for emotional recovery after a long period of intense stress and activity. But whatever the reason, one thing was hard to deny: they chose to spend this time together. Portugal had now become a new symbol in Jikook's story. Not because of the glamour or popularity of the destination, but because of its significance. Away from Seoul, away from routine, and away from the direct spotlight of the Korean entertainment industry. A place that allowed them to be themselves, without labels, without expectations. ARMY responded in a more mature and warm manner. Instead of demanding updates, many wished they could enjoy their vacation in peace.